Welcome to the Unstoppable You podcast with your host, Gabby Company. What would you think when a person at the age of 8 years old moved to another country? Different language, different culture. It's not easy. My guest today is the beautiful Rushika de Silva. She's running a successful business called Loving Miracles Wellbeing Sanctuary. Let's welcome her. Welcome, Ruchika. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Gabby. I'm so honored and very grateful to be here today.
Thank you, thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. So, I'm a proud mum of a beautiful 5-year-old boy. I'm also a business owner of Loving Miracles Wellbeing Sanctuary, and we've now nearly been here 12 months coming up in December.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Very excited. And prior to that, I was also a holistic wellbeing practitioner. So I've been in the industry for the last 20 years. I've studied holistic counseling, massage, esoteric energy healing. I've also ran workshops, worked with women, goddess work, as well as working with women and fertility and supporting them to get pregnant as well.
Wow.
So also I'm married to a beautiful soulmate that supports the beautiful work that I do.
At the age of 8 years, you moved to Australia, coming from Sri Lanka. Tell us the experience. What happened to you? It was easy to be in this country?
So where I came from was a country that was quite humble, but it did have quite a lot of political unrest. So to the point where, there would be curfews, people would be burnt on the streets when there was civil wars. But thank God, my dad was a police officer and my mum was home with us, looking after us. But we were protected and we actually supported others. But coming from this country where, neighbors throughout the whole street, you would walk in and everybody was your friend. We would feel so safe, right? Coming into the Western culture where you don't know anyone, you don't know your neighbor, was really quite overwhelming and invigorating at the same time. But loneliness set in quite fast.
It's the same in Peru. All the neighbors talk each other. We do parties, and Australia is quite different. And also, I'm aware that dancing was a very important in your life, save your life. Tell us about that.
So I was very blessed when I started school. I met my beautiful best friend that I'm friends with now for over 35 years, who introduced me to jazz, tap, ballet. And I found that, through dancing, this was the gift for me to be able to express myself. I was shy, I was in self-doubt. I didn't know who I was at the age of 8. Figuring out this new country, new friends.
That's not easy.
No. And so through dance, I found that every movement helped me to express my true being.
You feel freedom.
I felt freedom. I felt free to release any trauma, any lack of expression. And I felt like, I would dance like nobody is watching.
Amazing. I can see you now very successful. You are running a beautiful business, but always has been in that way. At the age of 14, I'm aware that you suffer as well, probably more than before, for 14 years, from the 14 to the 28. What happened?
So my world was rocked when my parents separated. So, I basically value family, unity, and that safety and security. So to me, that was really traumatizing. And what I experienced during that time in the environment was, it was abusive. I dealt with mental health, very disruptive, very unsettling. From that, we had to move several times throughout that period. So from that, the way I coped and what I turned to was alcohol. I would go out partying. Turn to alcohol, attract the wrong attention, and therefore decided that that was my coping mechanism. And throughout that time, I also experienced some severe near-death experiences, where I experienced alcohol poisoning, my drinks were spiked, and I basically passed out a numerous amount of times. And, I knew it wasn't right for me and my body, but I couldn't help it because I didn't know at the time any other way to survive.
How do you move from pain, frustration to self-love to a new life?
So the gift that was given by one of my brother's best friends was to get guided to meditate. So I started doing some third eye meditation, which then led me to forgive, those that had caused trauma and pain, and the deep anger that I felt, that my world had been rocked. And it allowed me to then become the observer of seeing the situation and the people involved in a different light. I started to gradually, bit by bit, forgive the people that I felt hurt and pain towards. But then I also understood that it was two people that were wounded, and it's their inner child that didn't have the awareness at the time to be able to deal with it. So it was projected onto each other and then us as a ripple effect, me and my brother.
How important is to forgive others, even though we cannot do it? Because sometimes people say, how am I going to forgive someone who damaged my life? What would you say to that?
Very difficult. At the time when you're in rage, absolutely. But gently, bit by bit, I found that as I did start to forgive and send love and light to that person, or the people involved, my heart started to open. I started to feel at peace. And the gift of forgiveness and compassion set me free of, any resentment, any kind of obligation, any kind of guilt, anything that I felt was my fault. As a child, sometimes you tend to take that on board, and I was extremely sensitive. I was an empath. I absorbed everything very deeply, and I had no expression apart from what I chose to do. So forgiveness for me was setting my whole body and my whole nervous system free. It wasn't to say that what others did was right or fair, but it was more for me.
Yeah, that's true. How did meeting your husband and having your beautiful son help you to change your perception about self-love, about life?
So I obviously went on a big journey when I started the holistic counseling course. It was the biggest gift, where I started the journey of healing and self-love. But when I met my husband, he, my perception of marriage was quite distorted, and I didn't think that I would get married, to be honest. But we went through a big journey ourselves, and we did the work. We went through the inner journey and did the work, and we found that being two individuals, we've come here to live the life of freedom and love and set a legacy for unity and healing and bringing about unity for humanity.
Wow, amazing. And both of you created this amazing business, Loving Miracles Wellbeing Sanctuary. Tell us about this amazing, because you talk about frequency, fifth dimension. For people that they don't know, what does the difference between 3D and 5D? What would you say?
So for me, 3D is about our ego, living out of obligation, giving our power away to external authority, and living in a little bit of a lower vibration of sometimes guilt, toxicity, fear, shame. And 5D for me is like liberation, operating from your sense of sovereignty, authenticity, working with multidimensional self, all timelines merging and converging together. Win-win, unity within community, sense of working with source as well, and being one.
If people want to apply what you are saying, what would you say? One example, for example, if they want to raise the frequency, a vibration to achieve more.
Go into nature and put your feet on the ground and allow the sun rays to nurture your cells. So feet on the ground, allow this energy to penetrate through deep into the beautiful Gaia. Then bring this energy back through your chakras, base to crown, and then up into the galactic space, in the void, where it's complete stillness. And allow this toroidal field to support you through source and heal you.
I can feel what you are saying. That's beautiful. So it means less TV, less
Yes,
games,
absolutely.
more connection with nature, with ourselves.
Stillness and peace.
Tell us, please, about your business. What services does your business offer?
So the intention of Loving Miracles Wellbeing Sanctuary is to empower exceptional vitality. This meaning that as soon as you walk in, your whole nervous system will drop, leaving behind the rat race, the busyness, the mind racing. So some people come in and they just want to sit there, and they always say, oh, this is such a beautiful space. And the reason why it feels peaceful is due to the vibration that we've created. It's been curated like that. It's got crystals in the walls.
Wow.
It runs through high vibrational hertz, so 528 and 432 hertz music running constantly.
You mean the floating?
No, this is actually music that runs through the whole system, through the whole space.
Yeah.
So it's a big warehouse.
I need to go.
Yes, absolutely. And when you're in the actual float pods, so we've got a couple of float pods and we've got a pool. There's a beautiful light that supports your nervous system, and then it's got the music as well. Or you can be in silence, whatever you choose. But it's a journey that you go on to fill your cup, nourish you, and connect back into yourself and your source.
Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. Before we finish, what would you say to people that probably they are getting through different challenges in their life, but they don't know what to do, or they don't know how to do it? What would you say to them?
Come back to the self. When we function from the inside out and we learn to have faith and trust, we are so guided and supported, like we are loved, and abundance overflows through to our lives in every possible way. So every thought, every action, every choice that we make that is out of love supports our whole being, and everyone that we're connected to is a mirror in our lives. So, supporting ourselves to have compassion and constantly coming from love and unity in community is how we will thrive. And when we do the work, it not only heals 7 generations prior, but it also heals 7 generations forward into the future. So this is for our kids, our grandkids, our great-grandkids. So it's the biggest gift that we can give and share, not only to humanity, but every person that we come into contact with.
Wow, amazing. I can feel every single word that you are saying. Sometimes when people are facing these challenges, they cannot see what you see. It's hard still for them. Probably they need help, someone who can guide them. Because for us it's different because we can see life. But can you imagine when you've been 14 years old? You couldn't see that.
No.
Could you add another extra thing to them? What do you think they can do if still there is some kind of resistance?
So listen to your gut feeling. It's the best guide. When I was in those situations where I was disconnected and lost and ungrounded, it was my gut that always led me to an angel or a message or a song. I was really blessed to able to listen to my gut, and then there were guides and angels and those that came just off the street to give me messages, to guide me, and it's trusting that knowing.
I like that song. Thank you so much, Rushika. I really appreciate sharing your knowledge, your expertise. Oh my God. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Gabby, for this opportunity. I deeply appreciate it and look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you. I'm so happy and so grateful with this interview. Thank you so much. I can feel you are seeing us, but talking from the heart and feeling the energy and having the opportunity to talk to Rushika was amazing. It was Gabby Company in Melbourne, Australia. See you next time. Bye bye.